Hey everybody, it's Molly again with the Chagrin Valley Chamber, and we are checking in with the Chamber. We are checking in with Arden Courts. Hello, Laura, how are you?
Molly, great. Good to see
Good to
you.
see you. Arden Courts is one of our elderly care, memory care facilities in the Chagrin Valley area. And just a little side note, very dear to my heart because they were able to take such great care of my dad. So, hello, Laura, how are you?
Hi, Molly. We're doing really great here. This is a new position for me. I've been here about 6 months, and I'm the
Wow.
marketing director slash memory care advisor.
Yeah,
So
what a great 6 months to come into any new job.
exactly. But how I feel about it, it's been a great opportunity to get to know the residents more because I'm inside. We really can't go outside and do that much as far as business calls. So I'm, putting on the hat of caregiver at times and, you know, talking to families on the phone. I'm really enjoying it. So.
I've talked a lot through my interviews here about silver linings, and that's definitely a silver lining because otherwise you would be out marketing Arden Courts and at our events and things like that. But it's great that you have some time right now to kind of meet and greet the residents and get to know them a little bit more.
Exactly, and their families as well. So,
Sure, sure. So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about the specifics of Arden Courts.
Well, Arden Courts has over 25 years of experience in dealing with people with Alzheimer's and dementia-related issues. We've helped 43,000 people. They've come through our doors here. And at this time with the pandemic and so forth, we know how difficult it is to place a loved one in a memory care community, and it's even more so right now. So we've implemented a lot of precautions and safety criteria as far as keeping our residents safe. That's our top priority currently. So,
I mean, it's a whole new world for you guys. Family members were not able to visit their loved ones, and you guys quickly pivoted into being able to share some time with your loved ones over the virtual. I know I got to take advantage of visits with my dad virtually. Who came up with that thought, and how did you get there?
well, gosh, it's funny when you look back in March. It started off with FaceTiming and Skyping, and then after that, it evolved into window visits and so forth, or even taking videos throughout the day, sending to the family members of their loved ones, doing an activity throughout the day. So nothing's really changed as far as our residents. They're still enjoying activities within our community. We have this beautiful courtyard here. I don't know if you could
Oh
see
yeah.
our look
Hmm.
with the flowers. They help plant the gardens and so forth. But what's really unique about Arden Courts, Molly, is our doors are open for our residents to just walk outside whenever they feel like it. And we have a very secure courtyard where they wouldn't be able to get out, but it gives them a sense of freedom, weather permitting, of course. And we definitely keep our eye on them. But it is unique to Arden Courts. It took 5 years to design our building, and what it does, it promotes independence and keeping people with dementia or Alzheimer's engaged in life activities. So we're very proud of that.
Well, it's a great place, and you guys have four different areas, and they're all named and themed after whatever the name is.
Right. Like, for example, there's Barry, Then we have Cloverdale and Harvest Glen, and Dockside. So off of Dockside, we have a little porch area or destination area that looks like a beach. And then off of Berry, we have a little destination area that looks like a park. So we have an inside courtyard as well. And it really helps if a resident's suffering from agitation or a feeling of wanting to wander. They can walk around in the indoor courtyard as well as the outdoor courtyard.
And how did you work with the residents, although they probably didn't know what was going on, your memory care, and a lot of folks dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's, so they may have not been really able to understand what was going on with the pandemic and in the world. But how did you help them understand that, and I know I dealt with it, you know, I wanted my dad to know I wasn't not visiting them.
Right.
How did you help them understand that? That had to be difficult.
Right. Well, you know, we would explain, you know, about the virus and the pandemic going on. And when they would do window visits, explain even further that you can see your loved one, but unfortunately they can't come in due to the virus. And a lot of them, they didn't get it really, but we've been keeping them busy as far as the activities. And another thing, Molly, I wanted to point out, the safety measures we're putting in place. In the activity room, we allow 10 people at a time. We keep them at a socially distanced, you know, parameter. Even in the dining and kitchen area, we took some of the residents and have them eating in the living room area just to keep that social distance the best we can.
So what are the safety measures that folks are taking over there with your staff?
Well, what we're doing, Molly, is we take temperatures twice a day when a staff member arrives on duty and when they leave. If anybody would exhibit a temperature of 99.1, they're sent home, and we watch to make sure, you know, that they recover and then they can come back, or if it looks like they have other symptoms, then they get tested. Fortunately, so far all of our staff have tested negative, so knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
We wear masks throughout the day. That's why I have it under my chin. I'm outside right now, but if I would go inside, wear the mask, and then we have these goggles anytime we're dealing with a resident, and we wear these the entire time we're inside the building.
And have you opened it to visitors yet?
No, we haven't. Again, you know, we've been really lucky with all of our precautions that we've taken. And I know the governor mentioned in July there's going to be outside visitation. We're waiting to hear what our company policy is going to be on that, because it's a little different story when you're dealing with people that have memory care issues. It's harder to, if they saw their loved one, it would be harder to control them as far as wanting to.
Sure.
Their family member. So
sure. So moving forward, will you continue that virtual visits for folks who maybe can't come all the time?
Absolutely. We have we've put a girl on that comes in the morning, and she handles, you know, a list of residents daily. I do it myself. We're all pitching in as a team right now. And again, we encourage the window visits. Those have been very successful. Daughter came yesterday and brought her 2 dogs, and her father was so thrilled because he was thrilled to see the daughter, but he was even more excited to see his dog.
Sure. I am sure. Yeah. So are there anything new going on in Arden Court?
Well, basically, you know, we're kind of evolving with what's going on. We're keeping, again, the activities going. I guess what's new is instead of having the performers come here on site, we have them coming through like live via FaceTiming on our big screen TV for the residents. So I guess you would say that's new.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, it's just things that have been introduced to businesses that, businesses are finding that it's made them a little better, or it's enhanced their offerings.
Exactly.
Kind of like the virtual visits to maybe out-of-towners moving forward are good things.
Exactly. And again, our top priority is keeping our residents safe. And if somebody is challenged right now with a loved one that has Alzheimer's or dementia, we do a very thorough pre-screening criteria that they have to meet. But just know that we would keep them safe as well once they become a resident. So,
and are you accepting new clients right now?
We are, and again, Molly, they have to meet certain, criteria as far as getting COVID testing, and we have a 5-day pre-move-in screening where we ask them the family member or the caregiver to take their temp twice a day and look for symptoms and so forth. So,
yeah, it's got to be just so difficult to.
Right.
They're already confused and don't understand. It's got to be so hard.
Very hard, yeah, for the families too, because they can't visit their loved one except for the window visits and FaceTiming, Skype, etc. But
Right.
We try to do it quite often for the families.
Yeah. One thing that I loved about Arden Court was, although you mentioned your 6 months, in the staff there, the healthcare workers, the nurses, they've been there for such a long time, and that does go to show that it's a great place to work, and because people want to stay there and continue working there, and that's kudos to the leadership there at Arden Courts, and that isn't that that's not the case in this industry.
Oh, sure. There's a lot of moving around in the industry, and the position that I was hired for, it wasn't that the other person left, they actually got promoted to business development. So she's still here as well. So, yeah.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so great to talk to you. As you know, a little place in my heart for Arden Courts.
Yeah.
I will actually be dedicating this little piece to my dad. Maybe I'll put a picture of it at the end of it or at the beginning of it. So
we really missed him.
I beyond.
Yeah. His smile lit up the room, and he always smiled. It was so sweet.
That it did. He definitely was a smiler for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was lovely. And where could people find you online if they wanted to learn more about Arden Courts?
Well, they could go to our website, ardencourts.com. And also, well, my email address is pretty long.
Well, that's okay. They can find you. I'll put it up on the screen here. When I add it, I'll put your email up if they want to contact you. And you guys are located in Bainbridge, right on East Washington Street, for any of you, in the dip. And don't normally, I'd say go and check them out, but right now just give them a call and they'll figure out how they'll talk with you.
And we can give them a virtual tour. So I walk around and show them the building and so forth. So that would work as well. Excellent. Just give me a call and I'd be more than happy to do that.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and you have a great day.
Okay, Molly, you too. Take care.
Laura. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.